Hello, I'm Eric Jingst, Director of AI Strategy Enablement at Forté, and we're here at the Smart Workplace booth at InfoComm, and want to talk a little bit about how this booth came to be more from a technical standpoint and a little deep dive into what's going on behind the scenes. So when we talked about this booth, we really stepped back and said, we want to focus on telling the story of outcomes, of maybe the day in the life of a smart workplace experience. When we're at a trade show, we're challenged with very real logistics, right? We're talking network calendaring, thinking through the user identity of a smart workplace that travels with someone. So we said, how can we create that experience in an environment like this and make it a memorable experience for someone? So we came together as real humans, right? And said, how do humans respond? Take a story and really imagine this journey. Then we leaned into AI intelligence to help us bring that story to life into a real experience that connects with individuals. So we built this platform as a scalable one to align with all our partners who helped us, whether it's Crestron, Q-SYS, Sony, Logitech, and Legrand, thinking through how we can use their partnership and base on a HTML system as an example that can scale across all these different technologies, whether it's welcome signage that might be in a lobby reflecting a real signage platform, or highlighting kiosks that allow people to explore the latest research that points to the importance of a connected, intelligent workspace and how it reduces barriers, but allowing users to explore those in a real way. So let's take a little journey through and look at some of these spaces in more in depth. So from a technical standpoint here, we have some kiosks that, again, focused on the outcome, allow us to explore the latest research, but it's really driven by a BrightSign player with an HTML5 page hosted by a local server, but drives to the outcomes that we see in reports, and also then allows us to explore our research as Forté, but then also how Avixa is answering these needs in the industry and helping align professionals through certification, education, things like that. Then as we step in, we imagine maybe what a welcome lobby might look like. How do we think through how to create experiences? We took a trivia game idea driven by an HTML interface hosted on these Crestron panels here, but allows us really to scale these experiences across. We also then have some cafe monitors here, Sony monitors, that again, driven by different players, where we integrate our Q-SYS. We have live feeds from our content studio in the back, utilizing Q-SYS distribution. Again, our partners leaning in to make this scalable experience that's going to stick with users and make it memorable as they go. At this part of the journey, we dive into what it looks like to book a workplace in a modern workplace or smart workplace experience. How do we remind who you are, what you do with the technology that's available in the space, and use AI and smart workflows to do that? So again, being on a show floor with a number of attendees and individuals coming in, each with a real identity, it's very difficult to try and demo that in a real platform in real time. So we said, how do we create an experience that shows that outcome and that can align across platforms? So on the journey, we let users select an identity. So I'll be Michael Scott here as an example. And then I can go ahead and book a workspace as an example. But then we can also say, what does this look like in production? This is actually what's available today, maybe in a Microsoft Teams as an example. So we align that experience back to platforms that allow users to book that workspace in an intelligent way in their actual workplace. Then we can come over here and maybe say, well, a majority of organizations may be Microsoft, but there's also other platforms as well. So we can explore those platforms and maybe say, how do we align in a Zoom or a Cisco Spaces, Logitech, that type of thing? How do those same outcomes that we showed in an experience map back to the real platforms? Then we talk about the different technology that actually may exist. We're hearing from organizations the importance of having different workspaces for different purposes and then allowing your booking platform to align that. So we have some traditional workspaces. We also have a podcast station down here as an example. And then we also worked in some fun Easter eggs just as an experience. So as an example, this is a booking station over here. So if I were to reserve this manually as Michael Scott, we changed the desktop into a representation of Michael Scott. If he's writing a script for Threat Level Midnight as an example, just a fun little experience that people stick with and help them understand that there's true identity that carries through the experience. So the guy I mentioned down here is a podcast station, just to show that, you know, when you look at a floor map, it might all look like the same size spaces, but we're hearing those organizations. We want to build different spaces for different purposes, and then let's use smart experiences, booking workflows, to align those. In our intelligent room, we wanted to explore some advancements in latest AI technology within the room and how we can align as an integrator that real experience of technical along with potential options for intelligent smart systems that we could bring together with building control systems, things like that. So we have a real conference room here. It's a Microsoft Teams room, utilizing the latest from Crestron, their camera, microphone, the collab compute, 1080 touch panel as an example. But then we also said, what if we could, behind the scenes, in a real application, look at maybe a room calendar or some booking information and prepare the room ahead of time before people even walk in. So on the show floor, we're not going to take a look at a real room calendar and wait for cloud dependencies and true identities and all these things. So we thought we'd have some fun and create a HTML-based slot machine that can drive some experiences in the room representative of a real installation application. So I can spin the wheel here, and when I do, we're going to see some real light control and shades happen, as well as some potential welcome messages that might show up where we end up in the world. So we ended up in Dubai. We're going to see some windows change, some lights happen, and we'll also hear a welcome message.
أهلا وسهلا بك في جلسة الإحاطة التنفيذية. نتطلع إلى حوار بناء وفعال. Welcome to your executive briefing session. We look forward to a constructive and productive dialogue.
So that's a little fun, but we can imagine how we can drive different outcomes in a real application tying into automation systems, lighting control, shade control, signage, catering, service, all these different applications driven by intelligence, simulated here on the floor using the excellent integration from our partners, as well as the horsepower of Forté. As attendees experienced a smart workplace, we wanted to make sure they could explore all the different vignettes and experiences through the lens they wanted. So even at this corporate communications, beautiful experience, we offered this opportunity for them to explore whether they're IT, workplace facilities, or an employee, executive. Why does this space matter? What am I seeing here? What's the outcome that's created? And walk away with something meaningful to them. So the smart workplace becomes a connected workplace for all employees across your organization, moving your business forward. Hope you like this experience and taking a little peek behind the scenes of the smart workplace. If you like what you saw, reach out to us at Forté, ourforte.com. We'd love to talk to you about how to make your workplace a smart workplace experience.